It's the Happy Families podcast. It's the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
School holidays, they must be just the most fun time. I hope you're enjoying your school holidays. G'day, this is Dr. Justin Coulson. I'm the founder of happyfamilies.com.au and dad to 6 kids. Recently had some great conversations on the Happy Families podcast. Want to share some highlights from the podcast with you now. We've had Alfie Kohn on the podcast 3 or 4 times now, and we had a conversation in episode 249 about his book, Punished by Rewards, which is literally the book that sent me back to university to study psychology so I could be a better parent. Punished by Rewards literally changed my life, changed the game, changed everything for me. So while we were talking about his book, Punished by Rewards, we talked about those things, those carrots and sticks, and how they can really only work in the short term.
Instead of using sticks, use carrots. Instead of controlling them by making them suffer if they don't do what you want, give them a doggy biscuit if they do what you want. But rewards are just the flip side of punishment. So if I threaten to punish a kid, I'm saying, do this, or here's what I'm going to do to you. If I reward children or offer to reward them, I'm saying, do this and you'll get that. So in the first case, with punishment, kids come to ask the question, what do they want me to do, and what happens to me if I don't do it? If you offer a reward for good behavior, which typically means mindlessly obedient, not generous or thoughtful, but then the question kids come to ask is, what do they want me to do, and what do I get for doing it? And so the research is very clear that rewards, like punishments, can only get temporary compliance, and in both cases, they retard moral and social and intellectual development. Because we have hundreds of studies showing that the more you reward people for doing something, the more they tend to lose interest in whatever they had to do to get the reward. So on the one hand, if you want to destroy children's interest in reading, for example, you would offer a prize for reading a book. Because now you've taught them that reading is something you would never want to do, and it becomes devalued. They say, well, if this was so much fun, they wouldn't have to bribe me to do it. But the other reason that it devalues that kids lose interest in whatever they're rewarded for doing is because it's control. If I punish a kid for doing something, it's obvious I'm controlling him. But what a lot of parents don't realize is if they reward kids, and that includes verbal rewards like, good job, I really like the way you ... This is just a verbal doggy biscuit. And all rewards are just sugar-coated control. And kids don't like being controlled.
That's Alfie Kohn. Kohn, Alfie Kohn, and a discussion about his book, Punished by Rewards. You can hear the whole episode at episode number 249 of the Happy Families podcast. Neurodiverse children are beautiful, but they also bring unique challenges for parents and educators. The world does not always accommodate them easily or well. Communication, affection, behaviour, learning, and almost every other aspect of life can be challenging for the child and their families. The webinar, A Parent's Guide to Autism, by leading autism expert Michelle Garnett, can help parents and educators strengthen the bond with their autistic children for better outcomes for children and families. A Parent's Guide to Autism is available at happyfamilies.com.au. Well, that just about wraps up the Happy Families podcast for today. But just before we finish things off, I need to let you know about the books that I've written that can make such a difference in your family's life. There's 21 Days to a Happier Family, which is online wherever you buy your books or in bookstores as well. 21 Days to a Happier Family is about how you can create habits to make your family happier. One of the best-selling books on resilience over the last handful of years has been 9 Ways to a Resilient Child. 9 Ways to a Resilient Child is a book that I wrote that's designed to help you to understand all of the things that we might be doing that undermine our kids' resilience and find ways that we can boost their resilience right back up. The book that I think is my parenting Bible, the one that I recommend to everyone if you've got a young family, is 10 Things Every Parent Needs to Know. In that book, you will discover what to do about getting on the same page as your partner, how you can discipline your children effectively, what to do about screen time, how you can manage sibling rivalry. The list goes on and on and on. And the one that I'm most proud of all is Misconnection. Misconnection, Why Your Teenage Daughter Hates You, Expects the World and Needs to Talk. If you've got tween or teen girls, this is the book that considers all of the big issues when it comes to raising tween and teen girls. I'd love for you to check those books out and more. They're all available at happyfamilies.com.au or wherever you buy your books. 21 Days to a Happier Family, 9 Ways to a Resilient Child, Misconnection, and 10 Things Every Parent Needs to Know. Oh, and my 7th book is coming out soon. More details in the next few weeks on that one. It's especially for dads. Expecting dads. Can't wait for you to discover more about that soon. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Craig Bruce is our executive producer. And if you'd like more info about making your family happier, check out those books, happyfamilies.com.au, or just visit the website, have a look at the articles, the blogs, and keep on listening to the Happy Families podcast.